Hey everyone, Crypto Patrick here. I want to talk to you guys right now about how Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, basically went on CNBC and said Bitcoin is not going to be the panacea Ripple thought it would be. And there's a lot of talk right now going on about how Ripple, basically how it's super fast for financial transactions, how they just announced their X Spring initiative. It's called Spring, and it's basically they're trying to gear towards entrepreneurs and trying to get like people that do virtual assets, like music rights. They just signed Justin Bieber's manager. They're trying to build this whole ecosystem, and they can use this whole ecosystem to get more entrepreneurs and different industries that aren't just in the financial and bank sector, like what they're mainly focused on right now, using XRP. So that's what the whole Springs initiative is about. If you guys want to check that out, you can check that out online. Just type in Spring for it. And I want to talk to you guys right now about, on Monday, the Apple founder, Steve Wozniak, said he hoped Bitcoin would become the one world currency, a prediction that has been previously made by Square CEO Jack Dorsey. And Brad Garlinghouse is basically countering this agreement and basically said that on Tuesday that Bitcoin will not be the catch-all solution people are hoping for. I think it's not going to be the panacea people thought it would be, where it would solve all these different kinds of problems, because he goes on to say, it's a 40-minute lag time compared to a 4-second lag time with Ripple. And Ripple owns about 60% of their coin right now, of the XRP token, but once XRP would still exist without Ripple, so it still is, a number 3 currency behind Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you guys want to look right here at, he said it's true that Bitcoin is the most widely traded currency, but it's far slower, 42 minutes. I mean, that's a huge wait time, guys, compared to 4 seconds. However, Bitcoin's transaction speeds are the result of blockchain technology, which has not yet been successfully scaled to allow a wider user base. Ripple transactions are carried out natively on the Ripple protocol, not on the blockchain. So that's pretty good right there, guys. And what I want to show you too is last thing I'll show you right here is Garlinghouse said there would be many winners in the adoption of cryptocurrencies, and that goes on to say that he said he expected Bitcoin's influence on the price of other currencies in the cryptocurrency market would soon weaken. A lot of people ask me, why hasn't Ripple's price moved yet? Why isn't things basically moving along? Why hasn't it gone up? It's because everything still is tied to Bitcoin, and that will weaken as soon as Uphold this allowed you to basically use fiat money to purchase XRP. As soon as you can start using the dollar to purchase things, and you don't have to buy Bitcoin first through like Coinbase or all these other ones first. Right now Bittrex is going to allow their institutional investors to pay with fiat, but they're working on going for retail investors with the signature bank. So as soon as these things start rolling out, then we're going to start seeing Bitcoin dominance go down, and we're going to see XRP and other coins get up. But XRP is solving real-world problems, guys. They're using major banks. They said they're going to have dozens of banks signed up this year. They have money transfer companies like Western Union. They have this whole ecosystem with the X Spring, with like Justin Bieber's manager and virtual goods and basically music rights. They're trying to change like the music industry, and they're using a lot of different things to grow their network. The Santur Bank is going to use it on their mobile app right now. We know in Japan they just got signed on to use it over there. Bank of America, a lot of banks are supposedly going to use this into the future, and that's why I want to show you this video right here. You guys can check this out. It's a kind of a race between Bitcoin and XRP, and you can just see who wins. I'm not saying I necessarily believe this, but it's still pretty cool. All right, check it out. Bitcoin's going off at first, and then the world's top climber in the world with his suit on, more professional. They're trying to say it's like a little more professional. He comes up and beats Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin's been in the game for a minute. And that could be true, guys. That could definitely happen because, Bitcoin is still pretty slow. Ripple, this is their X Spring initiative that I wanted to show you guys. And basically, it's aimed at bringing entrepreneurs and their businesses over to XRP and the cryptocurrency and the smart ledger to build an ecosystem. They want to, they basically hired like a Facebook director to help lead the X Spring initiative, and their goal is to basically people that are outside this financial sector. So there's a lot going on with here. If you guys want to look down here, I want to show you who they got on here. Building an ecosystem. They brought on Justin I'll show you they brought on Justin Bieber's guy, which is pretty crazy. Our motivation is to ensure that the XRP ledger and digital assets reach its full potential. We want to see extremely healthy, robust ecosystem that benefits Ripple and all other customers. So that's pretty good, basically. And then Ripple is known to incentivize its partners in XRP bonuses with signing them, and it's talking numbers at this time. Enter specific incentives that gives high-profile names like Braun or others behind X-profile initiatives. So, I mean, there's just a lot going on here, guys. With this, they got Scooter Braun, the best-known man for managing Justin Bieber. They're trying to get him to use XRP to improve artists' ability to monetize and manage their content. So, I mean, that's pretty huge here. And then Omni, basically, in January, a Bay Area-based startup, Omni, basically, the executives took $25 million, and the two Ripple executives took part in a $25 million investment in January. And the March CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, told TechCrunch that Ripple would certainly partner with companies that are looking to use XRP. So they're trying to branch out more, guys. They're trying to become, a bigger company, which is good for everyone. It's the third largest token. We're seeing a lot of overall growth. It's still 65 cents. But, Bitcoin and all these other Litecoins are all forking all the time. I think, Ripple and XRP is staying pretty professional. They said they're going to have dozens of banks by 2019. There's just a lot going on in the sector for Ripple, guys. So, I mean, this is a pretty big update. He was, the CEO was on CNBC. So, I mean, that was pretty big news, guys, up in the sector right here. You can see that Brad Gardenhouse told CNBC that Bitcoin transactions are too slow versus XRP. You can kind of see, I'll just play a little bit of it for you right here. I'll play the most important part. And they basically, it's just quicker, guys. It's more fast. It's faster. There's just a lot more. There's a lot more you can do with Bitcoin. Never mind this ad right now. But you guys will see it in about 7 seconds here. You can kind of see that XRP is traded on the cryptocurrency exchange and currently worth 65 cents. So it's still worth a lot of money, guys. So let me play this for you real quick. All right, let's get this going.
There's a company called Ripple, and Ripple is focused on solving exactly.
Get it on. It's about 50 seconds in. I wanted to show you.
Right now. How do you respond to that?
All right,
the first problem that Ripple focused on is really engaging with those banks to solve a real-world problem for them. So we've been successful, as you mentioned, signing up over 100 banks using a product we call XCurrent. And XCurrent allows two banks to settle in fiat, but basically in real time. Today that takes days. It's very expensive, and it has a very high error rate. It's as high as 6%. So that works when there's two banks that are working together that already have fiat. If we wanted to go to a third bank where we don't have liquidity, where we don't have a pre-funded account, that's where a product like XRapid comes into play. XRapid uses XRP to fund real-time liquidity. So no longer do I have to pre-fund. There's trillions of dollars parked around the world, pre-funded between banks, between corporates at banks. And if we can make those trillions of dollars more efficient, we make the entire global financial ecosystem more efficient.
And when do you expect that kind of product actually to be rolled out a little bit more? I mean, you've obviously done the initial work with getting some of those banks on board to the XCurrent product. So when does XRP begin to become more useful to those institutions?
So we launched XRapid, the product we were just talking about. We launched that as a beta product late Q3, early Q4 last year. We announced our first pilot customers on XRapid in late Q4. We announced 6 more in Q1. And these are big names in the remittance world. Names like Western Union and MoneyGram and Mercury FX.
MoneyGram, guys.
These are companies moving a lot of money. And what we have found is that XRapid is saving them between 40 and 70% compared to their existing tools for managing and spreading liquidity around. So XRapid is doing exactly what we thought. We expect to go into production with that product, out of beta into production very, very shortly. And we think as we continue to move from a beta product to a production product, we'll see more and more banks, more and more other financial institutions get on board.
And that will be using the XRP token in order to facilitate these processes.
That's exactly right. The point I've made continually, as I've heard skeptics and really kind of spread misinformation, the point I've made repeatedly is if we can deliver a better product for a better price, banks and other financial institutions will get on board.
Exactly. And so one other thing is
massively more efficient for remittances, for corporates.
Listen to the beginning real quick, guys.
There's a company called Ripple, and Ripple is focused on solving the exact problem you described. How do we make cross-border payments massively more efficient for remittances, for corporates. We use a digital asset called XRP as part of that flow. And we use XRP because it's 1,000 times faster than Bitcoin transactions and 1,000 times cheaper than a Bitcoin transaction.
1,000 times faster.
We think the utility of XRP is such that it's the most efficient digital assets to solve this problem on cross-border payments. So Ripple, the company, is really building on top of this open source ecosystem that I call the XRP ecosystem. And Ripple's building vertically on top of that as a payments company.
Now, you've signed up a lot of real-world clients, big banks as well, and they're using your X-Current products as well, but not necessarily using the XRP token, which has prompted a few people to ask, what's the value of XRP?
All right, so basically, guys, the value of XRP is, these fast payments. We're getting the X-Spring initiative. It helps. It's way cheaper. It's way faster than using regular money. It's helping real companies transition over quicker. There's just a lot of big benefits here. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Big news for this, Bitcoin versus XRP. They're both big players in the game. Bitcoin's #1, but will it stay #1 into the future? Hard to say, guys. Probably not if it's going to continue being slow and expensive. All right, that's my take, you guys. Hope you guys like that. More videos to come. And thank you very much for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Check a link in the description if you guys want to get into Bitcoin mining. I have a BITCLUB. This is BITCLUB Network. I use BITCLUB all the time, and I mine Bitcoin. It's like one of the biggest mining companies for Bitcoin in the world. And you can sign up for one of these mining packages and basically mine for 1,000 days, and you can pretty much mine for life. If you just get into one of these packages and compound, you can mine Bitcoin for life. If you compound right, and you're purchasing equipment in Iceland, and I'm doing it right now, guys. I think it's a good program. You can also do build a network on here, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's it, guys. I hope XRP does really good, and see you later.